Hey guys, this is Omega.Fi's Fjouder Arc episode series number 2. Here I am just building some large storage bins. We don't need that much storage right now, but in the future we will most definitely will. So once I build these, I try to place them, but even though this base is very massive, it's not tall enough. So I try to see if like outside in the front would work, and both sides don't, or on any side, the sides don't work either. So, and in the corners it as well. So this just isn't very good, but I make do with it and start to make wooden platforms for it. This is a good time to mention that this is not Omega at all. This is all El Loco because Omega was out of town doing this, and this is all me recording this. So here I am just trying to find a good place to put the storage room, and I decide on about here, and upcoming you're gonna see me struggling so hard. Just please don't judge me for this, okay? It was not my day. And I'd like to say this is the only struggle of this episode, but I think after this performance, we all know better. So here I'm just placing down the storage bins, and so this is not going to be the final storage room. I am going to expand it out a little bit, as you'll see in the next clip. I feel like this is a good time to say, if you're really enjoying this content, please like and subscribe and comment any ideas that you have that we should do in this map. Me and Omega know that in the last episode, the comments were not working, so if you want to comment anything in the last episode, please do it in this one if they are working this time. So here, I'm just expanding it out. I didn't know if I could expand it to the right, so I was just checking, or maybe like out a bit if I wanted to expand a little more, but I decided that 4 was enough since it was still a temporary thing until we expand it up. So here we have our extremely temporary storage, or it's just a little storage bin where we kept a little bit of stuff that we didn't want to hold but we wanted to keep. So from here I'm just taking the stuff out just enough to be not encumbered too much where I can't move. So I use some of it to make some campfires, and the other I just store it in the new storage bin. As I'm running over here to the house with the new campfire stuff, I think this is a good time to mention that we have some more dinos, and if you guys would like to name them, let us know in the comments, again, if they're working. We really hope they are. We can't figure out why they're not, okay? But because we will get some new dinos very, very soon, okay? And also the ones we have need names as well. So if you guys would like to help name those, the highest comment, or I guess the most recent one, if no one gets any likes, then that will be the names of our dinos, okay? I'm just placing down the campfires here, and I get them a little off-centered, and I just can't take that. So I just pick them up and make it a little bit more centered, make it look a little bit better. And this looks about good to me, so I place it. And here I'm making something very, very big, a refining forge. So that is one of the essentials of Arc, in my opinion. If you want to progress in Arc, one of the essentials to do it is a refining forge, because metal is one of the most important resources in Arc. It's used in so much things. I grab the refining forge and I take it into the house. I try to find a placement for it, so I look around. I see this corner space and I feel like that could work. So I place it down and I look at it. I just really don't like it, so I pick it up. So from here, I'm trying to see if another place would work, and I just don't think so far. I'll just wait till Omega gets back to consult his advice. Put it back into the storage bin and realize if he doesn't like the placement, he could just craft another one. So I take it back and place it in a place that's not very space taking. Don't mind the level ups that's always going to be on our screen. We do those when we don't have anything to do, when we have to huddle down for the night near a campfire, because it gets really cold on this map. So I found some places that I think might work, and I just tried to make it out of space as possible. So I placed it there. It also have warmth there in the middle of the night when we're trying to keep warm because it gets so cold on this map. So I placed in the wood and the metal so we can have some ingots for the future and for smithies. I load in all the metal and wood. I light the fire, and another problem with the house is that since it's all wood, the door sometimes disappears into the walls at nighttime. So I'm making some standing torches. We're also always gonna try to leave the door open because that will help as well. So once I place these down, I fill them up with some wood, and I'm not gonna light them yet so they don't burn all the wood. Well, we don't need it and it's still daytime, but once it gets dusk, I'm gonna light these up. So we put some wood in each of them, and here I'm trying to see if there's anything worthy to hunt down there, anything good that's gonna give it a lot of hide, and let's just say I made a little bit of an oopsie. I died. So after I died, I just tried to find my way back to the base, and if you guys watched episode 1, and if you didn't, you need to, and then come back to this video, but you guys know we poked up and scrapped up this giant looking bird, and I found a rainbow version in the woods, so we might have to come back and hunt that. So let's try to run back, and so I'm here, there's a trike there. I might come back to hunt that if it can't get up that cliff, and I run out of stamina here, but just take a second to admire these graphics. The people that made art really outdone themselves in this game. I really like it. So I tried to get up to the base, and I realized it's a lot easier way to get my loot without doing what I did, but it's in the past and it worked. So let's just not talk about that. So I went over to the cliff where I died to observe if I could do anything, and well, looked over the edge and there was my body, and I jumped. I barely survived, but it's okay because, well, I survived. When I opened my loot, I looked through, make sure none of the birds that take your loot away took anything important from me. Luckily, I was not attacked, so I dropped some of the random stuff like skins. I eat to make sure I don't die of frost, and it regains actually a decent amount of health. And I suit up here with all my armor, put my shield back on, and I dropped the rest of the skins. So I see those 2 moss traps down there, and I'm gonna hunt them. So I said I'm gonna hunt the lower level one. Also saw that trike, which made me very cautious. So I checked the levels, and the orange one was 19, and this one was higher, the green one. So I tried to hunt the orange one. I was really paranoid of missing and hitting the trike, which would not be good. So I went to the other side, and the moss traps ran straight towards the trike, but I didn't care. I was hunting this thing. So I hit most of my shots, except he did do I think that was the only shot I missed, maybe one more. But from here, I was already going a little far from home. I was about to give up until I realized he was actually pretty low. He was bleeding really bad, so I shot him and he died. I recollected most of my arrows and started to reap the rewards of my successful hunt. So I axed him up, mainly for hide, but the meat is going to help in the future, maybe for taming, maybe for my own food. And before I head up, I realized these reeds, and so now I'm going to need fiber. So I grabbed this, and something interesting happened. I got silk. I don't remember that in any of the other Ark maps, but if you guys do, let me know in the comments if they are working. There's also something really, really strange that you're going to see in a minute. I got plant species Y seed, and I've never seen that before. That actually blew my mind. I get a little bit more fiber, and then I start to head up to the base again. And there's a lot of this stuff. It didn't look like that much of that watercress, but I harvested that for a decent amount of time. So I headed up and made some hide armor, which is going to help out a lot in the future with thermic stuff, and also protection from things like raptors and dilophosaurs or any other dangerous creature we endeavor in this new Ark world. I didn't think I had too much hide because I didn't check how much I got from the moss shop. I actually had more than I expected, so I was able to make almost a full set of hide armor. I don't have the engram for the hat because I didn't have enough at the time of getting the rest of the hide armor. I could get it now with another upgrade that I will have soon, but I didn't. I just got more important stuff than a hat. Then I saw this beautiful creature. Look at those magnificent wings. So I popped down in the river and it comes closer to me, which was a big mistake, buddy. So I bola him and I start whacking him. And he keeps pushing my back, so I'm just spamming the hit button. So once I knock him out, I keep swinging a bit more. So I see him knocked out, and I was really worried at this point because he was so close to taming, but also so close to waking up. And, well, we got him, boys. To the end of this episode, guys. If you guys want more, stay tuned to Omega.Fi. Stay tuned for your next episode.